Boa noite, pessoal. Feliz ano novo. Como é que vocês começaram 2023? Foi com o pé direito? Se ainda não foi, hoje vai ser, porque aqui no Cambly a gente já começou dando um presentão para vocês. É começar o ano decolando no inglês com 50% off. É isso mesmo, gente. Hoje, nessa live aqui, além de uma oportunidade super especial de você ter em loco uma aula aqui com o tutor nativo do Cambly, você também garante com esse código que está na tela, Live 2023, 50% off em qualquer um dos nossos planos anuais. Beleza? Então, é só ficar aqui comigo e aqui a gente vai te mostrar, junto com o tutor nativo Jehu, todas as qualidades, todos os benefícios, todos os features, todas as ferramentas que vocês têm dentro do Cambly que vão te ajudar a conquistar os seus objetivos no inglês esse ano. Então, vem comigo, chega mais, mandem as suas perguntas que o tutor nativo Jehu vai estar aqui junto comigo para te responder tudo tintim por tintim. Are you ready? Então, bora começar. Hey, Jehu, how are you? Thanks for being here with us.
Hi. Thank you so much for inviting me.
We are so excited to start off 2023 with this live with you here with us to help out everybody who
Awesome.
wants to get their goals into 2023 in their careers, right?
For sure. Yes, definitely. We're looking forward to that.
So, Jehu, how long have you been tutoring on Cambly and how long have you been teaching English?
So with respect to Cambly, I started actually in the year of the one year after the pandemic. So that was 2021. But I've been teaching English for the past 10 years.
Wow.
So more or less.
Wow.
In 2023, actually. January 2023, I started.
So you're
January
celebrating
2013. I'm
13,
sorry.
right? Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
And Jehu, throughout those years of experience on teaching English and on teaching on Cambly, do you have a lot of students that are focusing on learning English to improve in their careers, to have more international job opportunities, things like that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would say perhaps the majority of my students are students who are trying to advance their career, are trying to get that promotion, get new opportunities, new job opportunities, or feel more comfortable in a new position that they have. So yeah, and in different fields, we have IT professionals, we have people that work for international organizations. I've had a couple, students that work in pharmaceutical companies, a range of different environments and different professionals.
And that's amazing for you to say because Cambly, it's the perfect fit for everybody who are looking for a tutor to teach
Right.
them English and also emphasize in their field of practice, right? So as you're mentioning, people have like various needs. So therefore, you need various tutors with different expertise to help them out. And that's what you can get on Cambly.
Correct. Yes, definitely. That's one of the things I love, even as a trainer, as a teacher on Cambly. I meet so many different types of people, and I love learning about different experiences, different professions, different cultures. So it's excellent, and I imagine also from the perspective of the students, it's a wonderful tool.
And how about the tools? Because not only we have great tutors on Cambly with like a lot of different expertise, but we also have a lot of tools that can help people to get their goals. And would you share some of them with us that you usually use with your students?
Sure, yeah, definitely. So on Cambly, the platform itself, there's so many different options or different tools. For example, there's a ton of different course material that can be chosen, that could be used, even especially for business professionals, people who are looking for specifically business English. They have a range of different courses that we can be able to use, and different lesson plans related to those courses. For example, like I particularly like using the business English communication course. It's the new
Nice.
one that was released.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me
And that's
explain
really useful.
people here. They're new. Então, pessoal, se vocês são novos por aqui e não conhecem o Cambly, o que o Jehu acabou de nos explicar é que quando você se inscreve num dos nossos planos anuais de aulas particulares aqui no Cambly, você tem acesso a uma biblioteca de cursos. Então, você pode ter aulas particulares exatamente como essas que a gente está tendo aqui, em que a gente conversa sobre assuntos dos mais variados, ou você pode optar por ter cursos de prática, por exemplo, voltados para o seu desenvolvimento profissional. Vou mostrar aqui um exemplo, então eu e o Jehu vamos mostrar aqui um exemplo de como seria uma aula com esses cursos que vocês têm. Uma vez que você tem o plano do Cambly, seu plano anual do Cambly, você tem acesso a todos esses gratuitamente e você pode se inscrever em quantos você quiser e usar da forma que você quiser. Posso depois explicar um pouquinho melhor, mas agora vamos ver na prática como isso funciona. Então, Jehu, let's see this course that you mentioned, Business
Excellent.
English Communication. How about that? So let's see.
For sure, definitely. So actually, we can observe here on the screen.
Nice.
I think it appeared for you already. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is an example of one of the lessons that forms part of this course, the Business English Communication course. So there's an intermediate, there's also an advanced version, but this is the intermediate one.
Okay.
And this particular topic, discussing a project, definitely useful, right? For
2023, right? What are your
Exactly.
projects for this year? Let's see.
Sure, for sure, exactly. So you have like the introduction where we see the overall goal and the objective of the lesson, a vocabulary overview.
Okay.
And what would be learned in this particular lesson, right?
So I already have here some ones that I don't specifically know the meaning, and I can, for example, just point it out here for you. Like,
excellent. Yeah.
Here's my pencil.
Correct. Yeah. Very good. So for example, like if you were one of my students, of course, later in the lesson we'd get into the detail of the different expressions and their meanings. But I can actually, explain to you, like to weigh in would be to share your opinion or to share your view while you're discussing a project or having a meeting, right? So if I ask you to weigh in, I'm asking you to share your view, share your opinion, share your thoughts, on something, right?
Okay.
So it's an example. And well, as Cambly, I think one of the strong points of Cambly, especially at the intermediate level, is the conversational style of the sessions, and allowing, as a learner, it allows you to be able to practice and use the English that you know.
Okay.
Which is so important for learning. So we have like a warm-up discussion section here. For example, like what do you think makes a good team meeting versus a bad team meeting, and why?
Okay.
Right.
So I personally feel that a good team meeting is where everybody has a chance to talk and it's organized, versus when there's one people not only leading but having the word for itself.
All right. Yes. Excellent. Definitely. Good job. Very good.
Okay.
And another one of the tools that we could use with Cambly is the chat. It makes it very, very easy to make corrections, to make adjustments,
Nice.
to help improve or provide vocabulary points, even as you share your opinion. So, for example, like as you mentioned, everybody has. I would add that as like a correction point.
Okay.
And as a student, you have access to the chat even after the class, so you can be able to see the corrections that were made and use that to improve.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, because while you're speaking, we make those kind of little mistakes, and the tutor are there to just to point it out and for us to remember better or best?
Exactly. Better. There you
go.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So
let's see some other slides just to check out what we would have. But I will not be doing the whole lesson, just for people to check it out.
Yeah, just to get a view of a preview of what's in store, right?
Yes.
So you have like different scenarios that allow for practice and for seeing how conversation related to the topic could be carried out, and some phrases and terms we could use, right?
So Jehu, we have a question here from Leandro. he's wanting to know if he have access to it. And Leandro, sim, com certeza. Assinando o nosso plano anual com 50% off, com um código que eu passei aqui para vocês, que está na descrição, você tem acesso dentro do seu plano anual de aulas particulares a essa biblioteca de cursos em que você tem acesso a todos esses materiais que você pode usar quantas vezes você quiser, como você quiser, com o tutor da sua escolha, tá? Então, sim. Jehu, and another one you mentioned, and just first be able to switch and show other one, just because you mentioned earlier in this live that you have a lot of IT students. We also have a course designed especially for them as well. Can you maybe put up there for us just to show the variety that we have?
No problem. Yep. So let me just locate it.
Quem aqui é de TI, gente? Quem aqui é da área de tecnologia? Contem aqui um pouquinho também das áreas de trabalho de vocês, porque a gente pode também falar um pouquinho sobre isso, tá? Como aqui no Cambly você pode pegar os tutores, escolher os tutores e também os cursos de acordo com a sua área profissional, tá? Isso é muito legal.
Right. So this is one of those examples, English for software developers.
Okay.
Right. So one aspect of IT, right?
Yes.
So, giving professional introduction, for example.
Nice.
And it gets into some details. It gives an overview of what the course offers. So they have some later lessons related with interviewing, getting set up, and things like that.
Nice. We have Rosangela here. She's from the tech department as well. So, Rosangela, dá uma olhada aí nos nossos cursos, aproveita esse 50% off para você decolar na sua carreira esse ano, viu, Rosangela? And Jehu, which other, besides the Cambly courses, which other tools do you feel are engaging for the students and also can be helpful for them as well?
Right. Yeah. So a major hit, apart from the Cambly courses, which many students are able to use them, they take advantage of them. Something else that as trainers we really like about Cambly is it allows us to use a range of different sources of material and information. So with the screen share feature, so just to give you an example here, I can use some other tools for and mix it with the courses that we have. So one of the tools that we use quite often, some of us as teachers here in Cambly, would be Ingo or a news blog website like this one.
Nice. So Jehu, sorry, let me interrupt you for a moment because Thiago is asking here if we have more basic content. So Thiago, você com certeza também encontra no Cambly conteúdos para iniciantes, currículos como esses que a gente mostrou aqui, que são focados para a área de carreira, de desenvolvimento profissional, porque esse está sendo o ponto tratado aqui na nossa live, mas você com certeza encontra para beginners, para pessoas iniciantes no inglês, cursos básicos de conversação ou cursos de viagem, tá? Então você encontra sim, ou como o tutor Jehu vai mostrar aqui para gente, materiais outros diversos que os professores podem lançar mão e incluir na sua aula, como por exemplo um site à parte do Cambly. E a Joelma is asking, esse curso é indicado para iniciantes da língua inglesa? Então sim, Joelma, como você está vendo aqui, essa live está sendo mais específica para o aspecto profissional do Cambly, mas você encontra sim muito material relacionados aqui como esses, só aqui para iniciantes na língua. So Jehu, we having here some people asking if Cambly is suitable for beginners as well.
Oh, yes,
what are your feeling?
Oh yeah, definitely. I use very often material with beginners. All right. For example, well, going back to some of the courses, if I open one of them here, even for let me stop just sharing here. Right. So there are some basic slides, basic material for beginners. Also like basic conversation topics.
Nice.
Also designed for beginner levels, right? You can see there.
Food you love, like who doesn't love to talk about food, right? The perfect first class.
Exactly. Or if someone who wants to learn to speak about their job or their profession, but at the beginner level, there's also a range of different topics for all
Nice.
different levels. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Então,
we got you covered.
Nice, Jehu. Thanks for showing us there. And Edinaldo is asking, I have been learning English on Cambly for 2 years or so. Nice, Edinaldo. Thank you for sharing your thoughts here with us. And William Berg, do you guys have some kind of plan just for conversation for who is in advance? For sure. Right, Jehu, you can, how do you have a lot of students that just want to have like nice conversations with you and improve their English?
Yes, definitely. Quite a lot. Because apart from learning, there's also like maintaining your English level through conversation, through communication, right? So personally, as a teacher, what I like to use some content from different websites, like the one that I was showing there.
Okay.
Also, another one that I enjoy using is Morning Brew. So it's not specifically designed for. Let me give you an example here with the screen share.
Então, William, fica de olho aqui nos exemplos que o Jehu está trazendo para a gente.
Right.
So if you're advanced, you can use other tools besides the Cambly one.
Exactly. So what this is short reading material, very, very brief, but it presents a topic of interest. For example, new year, new money resolutions.
Nice.
So provides like some financial advice. So this could be an example of a topic that is of interest to many people or many students at an advanced level. The vocabulary may be more advanced. Learn a couple expressions as they're used in the real world, right? Using some of this kind of material. And also there are conversation-based material, but of course, some students decide that they just want conversation, and that's also fine. No?
Without any
We're
of
very
those
conversational.
Yes.
Without any material,
Yeah.
exactly.
But I love how freestyle Cambly can be, right? One day, like if, for example, if I sign up for a plan for two classes a week, I can have one discussing a subject just like this one you brought up. The other one I can just lay back and have a nice conversation. I don't have to follow up a specific plan that is pre-made or preset for myself, right? That's what I also love about Cambly.
Exactly. Yeah. Even though the word course is used, even for the course material, it's not rigid, because if you want to look at the same information a couple times, or if you want to go to a later lesson, or if you just want to have conversation, it's all part of it. Yeah.
Nice, cool. And Jay, we can also use the chat a lot, right? So I'm gonna, for example, if I don't know a word, I can write it down in Portuguese. Let me say economia. This would be an easy one, but and I can open here because it's very similar to
the English, right?
The English one, but I always, because of the article, that's what. So I have it here, the translation tool, right? So I can send you also the word, and you can also see for yourself, and I can also translate it here, right?
Correct. Exactly. Correct. So that could be particularly helpful. I've found that very useful for some students that maybe there's an expression that they would like to use in their language, and they're not sure how to express or relate that expression in English. So they would send me the language. I've had this even with Arabic-speaking students.
Okay.
And I'm able to translate it and see and even find the English version for them. So it's very helpful, very, very helpful tool.
Cool. And, pessoal, vocês têm mais alguma pergunta aqui para o nosso tutor nativo? Então, com alguma curiosidade a mais sobre o Cambly, a gente quer te ajudar a decolar na sua carreira esse ano, com todas essas ferramentas, com todos esses features, e isso tudo 100% incluso no seu plano anual, com 50% off das aulas particulares. So William Berg is saying, that's very good. Luciane, comecei no final de 2022 no Cambly, estou gostando muito da experiência de conversar diretamente com nativos. Fiz dos currículos, Business English, e gostei muito. So Luciane is giving us a great feedback here. Jehu, she began the end of 2020, 2022,
2022.
just
Okay.
now. Yeah,
Nice.
nice, Luciane. So we're having a lot of nice feedback. So Leandro Oliveira is asking, for someone who's already intermediate level, how they can improve.
Excellent question. I love that. That is a commonly asked question from many of my students. So I think the first thing to keep in mind as an intermediate level student is maybe your progress is not as noticeable as when you were a beginner, because when you're a beginner, there's a big difference from 1 week to another week.
Okay.
Whereas perhaps as an intermediate learner, you are already achieving a certain level of fluency, and it could be harder to notice that you're actually improving when you are actually improving. So the moment that you learn new words, you pick up new vocabulary, new expressions, that is growth in itself. So the key is to be able to use it as much as possible. One of the things that I found helpful for me also as a language learner, because I am bilingual and I've learned languages myself, writing helps a lot.
Okay.
Maybe keeping a brief journal from time to time, every 2-3 days, writing in the language that you're learning. So in this case, in English, is a great way to put into practice or to put to use the terms and expressions and vocabulary that you go on learning. But the key is that, the key is that consistency, and maybe stepping out of your comfort zone a bit in terms of the topics that you discuss and reading material that you expose yourself to.
Nice. Jehu, may I ask you to unshare the screen so
okay.
you can
No
see
problem.
yourself
Yeah.
bigger?
No problem.
And because you mentioned that, like how to keep a journal and to write it down some words, a lot of people that come to Cambly ask, oh, do you have homework? Do you have like extra work? How can I practice my writing skills? Is it just conversational? What would you say for these kind of students?
Correct. Yeah, definitely. Another tool that we have on Cambly is the chat. So there's a chat outside of the session or the class. There's a platform chat where you can communicate with teachers, even though you're not doing a class with them at the moment. So the benefit of that particular chat is it allows for sharing of documents.
Okay.
So at times I use that to assign maybe some homework activity, a brief activity, maybe a writing exercise, and then the students can also be able to send it to me, send me their responses, send me their answers, and that way I can offer correction and offer some advice and that kind of thing, or we use that to discuss in our next session. So it's not only about speaking. There is an opportunity for building and developing in your writing skills also. Using that
nice
tool.
And as you mentioned this, Maria Julia sent us a question here. She's saying like, I don't know which works better if you want to improve for work, speaking or writing skills. Do you think it depends? What are your thoughts?
Right. Yeah, I think it depends, but I think when it comes to communication skills, one helps the other.
Okay.
That's been my experience even as a trainer. So oftentimes it depends on like what would be our strong point or what we need to use more for our particular profession or our job.
Mm-hmm.
But being able to practice those two skills or those two aspects of communication are very, very useful and essential.
But if you don't want to sound crazy, it's better for you to have a native speaker just by yourself, for you to
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Not be
Definitely,
speaking to yourself and being another person being able to correct you and make some conversation.
Get feedback.
Yeah, give
Correct.
feedback.
Yeah, you need that feedback to get correction and to improve. So speaking to a native speaker is useful.
Yes, for sure. And Jehu, do you have, since we are beginning this year and we have this amazing promo going on where people can sign up to have classes just like this one we have, do you have any tip to give people how to start off this year in a great way to achieve their goal?
Yeah, no, definitely. I would say 3 things come to mind. First of all, like patience. Patience is essential. learning a language is learning a skill. It's learning, it's not a subject, it's a skill. So we learn it through practice and it takes time. So, being patient with yourself, that leads to my second point, which is like enjoying the process as you go along.
Okay.
Don't compare yourself to other people, but compare yourself to yourself in the past, right? That helps a lot when it comes to not feeling discouraged or not feeling like you're not progressing as fast as you would like. And thirdly, consistency is the key when it comes to also learning a language. What do we mean by that? Well, if you can spend 10 to 15 minutes daily toward your language learning, it's much better than if you were to just take 3 hours in one day and then not do anything until the next month and so on. It's not consistent. There's much better results that we can gain from small increments of time, but with consistent effort.
That's perfect for you to say, because two things three, because you already mentioned this. One question that we get a lot here is that you can keep doing the class with the same tutor. So just like as you said, like people can book classes regularly with you, right? Or any other tutors that they might choose. So you can keep up with the consistency and with a schedule, with a tutor, and as you said, send you homework. So next class you can give them feedback. So, keep improving. So yes, guys, you can have like your favorite tutors and keep doing the classes with them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you have a lot of regular students? Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. I like to that point that you mentioned, Manuela, like if you have, there's some students that do 2 sessions per week, for example, and they may be wondering, so what do I do the other days of the week, right? Well, that's why sometimes we can get some homework assigned and we can do some activities outside of the conversation, and in that way keep our consistent practice.
Yeah.
But it's nice to be able to have that opportunity to use the time that we've selected and stick to that regular routine of getting practice.
Perfect. And you also, in your private plan, you can also keep up, you have access to the classes. So we are having this class here live, on demand, like I can call you or schedule a class with you, and we are having this conversation and we write things down on the chat and all of those. And afterwards, all the classes are recorded for me to access them and review all of the questions that I've made, all of the exercise that we've done, all the corrections that you written on the chat. So you have this follow-up also. Então, vocês estão entendendo, né, pessoal? São muitos benefícios aqui para você tirar proveito para decolar na sua carreira esse ano. And so, Jehu, thank you so much. Let's see if we have any other questions from the audience. We are almost by the end of our live here, but we have a question. Okay, Renata, what is the price of the plan? Então, Renata, você vai acessar agora o link que está aí na nossa descrição, tá? Para você receber 50% off com esse códigozinho. E lá você tem acesso a todos os valores, beleza? Sem esconde-esconde, você vê lá na íntegra. O que vai variar os valores do seu plano é a quantidade de dias da semana que você vai optar por fazer aula com seus professores nativos, tanto as aulas particulares como as aulas em grupo. Tem sim, Eduardo. Usa aqui, por favor, cupom na tela. Live 2023, 50% off. So, Jehu, thank you so much for sharing all of your thoughts and knowledge here with us. It was great. Everything. I know people like it. And if you wanna have class with you, Edinaldo is thanking you as well. I totally agree, Jehu. Thank you for the comments.
My pleasure. Looking forward to seeing you guys.
William Berg is also thanking here. That's very good. Thank you so much for that example. And Jehu, if they want to book or find you on Cambly, how would they do that?
Oh, yes. So I think the top here, the top
Yes.
left of the screen, you should see my name, so my complete name. So you can search for teachers that you enjoy the way they do their classes. You can search for them, and if they're available, you have the option to book or reserve classes based on their schedules. Or if they're online, you can call them directly. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's another cool feature.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I love how easy it is to use everything.
Yeah. Also via the chat, I can, like, if you send me a chat on the Cambly platform, I can send you a link with my availability.
That's perfect. So Jehu, thank you so much. And I see you next time around. I'm sure you have another opportunity. So thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Então, pessoal, é isso. Se você gostou, teve aqui um gostinho dessa aula aqui com o professor Jehu, você pode ter exatamente isso e ainda melhor, porque você vai fazer direitinho aí da maneira que você quer, usar os cursos, usar os materiais, pedir esses deveres de casa, tudo isso que o tutor compartilhou aqui com a gente agora. E você também tem a oportunidade, viu, gente? Se você não quer ter aulas particulares, a gente também está com esse super desconto nos nossos planos anuais de aulas em grupo, que tem algumas especificidades, mas também é muito bom para você que já está aí no nível intermediário avançado, alavancar o seu nível de inglês. As aulas em grupo são um pouquinho diferentes dessas que a gente acabou de mostrar aqui para vocês, porque não é esse one-on-one com um tutor nativo, é você, mas até 3 pessoas na sala, sempre com tutor nativo mentorando essas aulas, tá? Você tem sempre acesso a escolher o tutor nativo que você vai querer para estar ali junto com você e mais até outros 2 alunos diferentes. Então sempre uma classe de 3 alunos e um professor do Cambly. E esses alunos de diferentes partes do mundo, porque o Cambly está aí presente em mais de 150 países. Então você vai ter aula com alunos do Japão, alunos da França, alunos do México, enfim, de todo esse mundão aí, para você discutir tópicos do seu interesse. Tem mais de 100 aulas por dia, são 24 horas disponíveis na plataforma. Então, você também pode garantir 50% off usando esse código aqui, Live 2023, para o seu plano anual de aulas em grupo. Mas, se você quiser, é como uma aula dessa aqui que eu acabei de ter, de aulas privadas, one-on-one com seus tutores, on demand, com o tutor da sua escolha, tendo aula com os materiais da sua escolha, você também garante 50% off. Isso tudo para você decolar esse ano com inglês, gente. É janeiro, a gente já aqui no Cambly já começou com essa super promoção para você não precisar esperar nem mais um minuto para você botar os seus planos de conquistar sua fluência, de conquistar aquela carreira internacional, aquela promoção, tudo em prática já desde já, gente. Dia 3 de janeiro, o ano já começou, vamos mandar a brasa. E eu vejo vocês em mais lives por aqui e também pelo nosso Instagram. Se você não nos segue lá para você ficar por dentro de todas as nossas promoções, todas as nossas novidades e poder decolar com o Cambly, decolar com o inglês esse ano, beleza? E papai e mamãe, Cambly Kids também não ficou de fora, tá? 50% off nos planos anuais do Cambly Kids. Só usar Live Kids 2023, beleza? Então tá aqui na tela também. E por hoje é isso. Espero que vocês tenham gostado e fiquem por perto para mais novidades e mais oportunidades imperdíveis para a gente começar esse ano decolando no inglês com vocês. Boa noite e até a próxima!